Hi, boys and girls. We are going to talk about the Scarecrow. Let me make sure this is zoomed in. So, in our lesson yesterday, we were talking about tracking things we notice about our characters, our setting, our events, maybe something that the author does. So, what I want you to notice is the things that we should see and recognize throughout the story in regards to our characters and our setting. Look at that beautiful sky, and you can tell by the colors what time of year and season it is and what time of day. And then right from the beginning, we see haystacks. We see all the brown and the orange. And the author's clues that this is autumn sunshine. And some other clue words stand out, that the scarecrow stands alone. So now we're also recognizing and noticing things about our character, about how they're feeling, or a fact. And then we look here, and here's a couple more clues about the story. He never bends. That's an important fact to know about the scarecrow. So, reading and noticing these special details to get to know our characters. And then we have winter whispers. And we can see that all the way through, can't we? That's a big change. So we should be noticing that as the story moves along, so does the time, so does the season. So we've gone from fall to winter. And so now knowing that and seeing that pattern, you should be making a prediction of what next season will be coming around. And here we are introduced to a new character. So we should be noticing that, right? The baby crow. And this is a really important fact to recognize because it changed. So something to notice about the scarecrow is now the scarecrow is bending. He has a reason to bend. He is excited, but also wants to care for the baby crow. So that's a big change. And then notice here, what should we notice in this picture right here? We should notice the smiles, the snuggles. Those are signs of love, caring, and friendship. This one, definitely something to notice about the setting compared to the other pages. This is a nighttime setting. Scarecrow is always in the same place, but that setting is constantly shifting. And the author and illustrator do a great job in showing that change from beginning, middle, to end. So let's see what we notice here. He dips, then soars and caws out loud. Scarecrow cheers, pleased and proud. Oh, we should be noticing this is the time of year when the baby birds start learning to fly. And that makes the scarecrow kind of have mixed feelings, sad, but happy and proud at the same time. And now look at the fields. Oh my, the season is changing again. But we want to make sure we take time to notice those things in our story. When is the setting shifting and changing? What about it is changing? In this case, the weather is changing, which then affects the whole environment that is around the scarecrow. So that impacts the scarecrow, the changing in the setting. But it also impacted the crow, right? Because the crow didn't stay all year with the scarecrow. And so in this picture, the author's clue was now the setting is in summer sunshine. right to autumn, back to the fall. And it's chilly. You can tell it's windy. You notice the wind, the leaves blowing. And probably the hay on the scarecrow is getting all jumbled up. And then we have clues of blowing cold snow, scarecrow kind of bending but stuck. So snowflakes make it colder still. No one cares. So it's kind of gone from scarecrow feeling alone to feeling happy and feeling the love and joy of friendship to back to feeling this alone. So we see a shift in our setting and in our characters. And so we see this change from how joyful and happy Scarecrow was and proud to his heart is feeling broken, sad. He's missing his crow. And then we start seeing a shift in the weather again. You see the rain, all that rain. Oh, and everything starting to turn green. And the crows coming back. Birds come back in the spring, right? And you start seeing the spider webs and the little bugs on the poles. So noticing those little details within all of the setting, because this setting impacts our characters. And they're reunited. And right behind them, did you notice the rainbow? That's another great clue. Look at that beautiful green grass or weeds. And then we have a bee that was not flying around in the winter, right? And so now it also makes sense that crow and scarecrow are reunited. Notice the setting is still green and blue. Scarecrow is still there and crow is still there. And then I noticed something along the bottom of the page. Look at the flowers growing. So when we think of spring, we think of birds coming back. We think of our grass and our flowers growing from spring and summer. And with spring and summer comes nests and baby birds. Have any of you found some around your house, maybe on a door, a reef, or in a tree? Have you heard those baby birds through the spring and summer? And that's something we can notice in this story about our characters and our setting. And look what changed again. Scarecrow's heart. And he will love them from the start, and they will grow up in his heart. So another change in our character. And lastly, the author gives us a clue that no matter as the seasons come and go, they will love their dear Scarecrow, which is a great conclusion to all of it because we see that shift for the entire change of settings throughout the story. Scarecrow. And here comes that autumn wind and color again. And so that cycle keeps happening.